LG Cinema 3D Super Tournament.
Bounce, bounce. Come on, baby. Bounce, bounce. Come on, baby. I don't care about a thing as long as I get to you. 'Cause I like your back, that smack, and that is all.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
I'm doing pretty good as well. We got some pretty exciting games today. Our first match is going to be Clide against Rainbow. Why are we having matches this good?
Tournament.
It's about. I think now is finally
This
the
is
time.
his tournament. He's actually been saving up his GSL win for the one with the most money.
He saw all the build orders so perfectly in the future that he's been waiting. He's like a sleeper cell nerd. He's waiting to unleash these sick builds. Rainbow, of course, finalist here at GSL as well as semifinalist previously before we were doing Codas, and then what was it, season 3? He was semifinals as well, I believe.
No, it was season 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Excuse me. So Rainbow here, really talented guy. Starcraft 1 Protoss player. Now Starcraft 2 Terran player. Clide, of course, we always joke this guy's going to win the tournament, but we're sort of serious, too. He actually does have the potential to win at GSL.
No,
he's very scary and well-rounded.
He's an unbelievably good player.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
So, I think it's going to be a pretty awesome day. We got some other great matches. We'll get into it a little bit later. Again, this is the GSL, the Global Starcraft League, here in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports. And, we're brought to you by Intel, LG, and G-Skill. This event, so good. Life is good, Artosis.
Tasteless.
Because StarCraft 2 is on TV. It's pretty good. But before we talk any more about today's games, let's go ahead and look at the match results of yesterday, which was casted by Wolf and Motrap.
Prime.we took out Fox Moon 2-1. Pretty good series. TSL Revival 2-0 over OGS and Snare. Fruit Dealer falls 1-2. That's too bad, man. Imagine if he had won this and all 4 champions with 2 victories. That'd have been
sick. Man, that would be just too perfect.
Yeah. And then Squirtle 0-2 against Marine King Prime. Prime had a good day.
Yeah, it's a pretty good day for Prime. Moving on to today's matches, we have TSL Clide against ST Rainbow, Terran versus Terran. This is going to be a pretty exciting match. Then we have Alive against Leenock Boyu. Leenock always getting tough opponents. This guy never gets a break. After that, Xenex Beyond against
and he sees
Legal Mind.
Legal Mind in that
Legal Mind's in the tournament again.
Like,
wow, Legal Mind's back. Maybe he's improved. We're going to find out.
Maybe he'll pull a San Zenith.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What if he was like Neo San Zenith?
Well, he was at one point. Is he again, though?
And finally, we're going to have Slayer's Alicia against OGSMC.
That is a heartbreaker.
That's going to be pretty. We have 2 really good mirror matchups today.
Yeah, we do. And we have a really good TVZ and a TVP that we're going to be scratching our heads at, perhaps.
Perhaps. So this is just really cool. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Please spread the word about the GSL. I say that, and I know there's some nerd at home who just doesn't do it. He thinks I'm not talking about him. No, there's that nerd's out there. He's like sitting there. Right now he's like this, and he's got like some Fritos all over him, and he sat up and spilled a little bit because I called him out.
About me.
He's like, he gets on the message board now and starts writing. That's what I want to see. I want to see more people spreading the word.
Every nerd brought a nerd into SC2, show them the GSL, eventually everyone in the world would watch. How much better would it be?
Think of it like a drug that's really okay to be addicted to. You do more. I mean, pretty soon people are going to have to start just injecting GSL into their veins, Artosis. They're going to have to start cooking that on a spoon, trying to catch the fumes in their nose because, GSL is just too good to be true. So please get your friends hooked on StarCraft 2 and GSL. So, man, I'm ready. I'm feeling alive and awake. I slept all day today. It's 6 p.m. here in Korea.
I was farmer mode today, Tasteless.
You woke up early today?
I woke up at 6:30 a.m., and I have not.
Why?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know, man.
You're like my grandfather. He's just awake for some reason. Grandpa, it's 4:30. The sun is not up yet. No, but I slept all day. I feel totally rested. Got a little bit of StarCraft 2 in last night. Not as much as I would have liked to.
I didn't get to play any last night.
Oh. I
didn't play any today.
Whoa.
I'm like going
You're getting
crazy,
the jitters
man.
and stuff, man.
Happening.
You need your fix again.
Yeah, I feel like it.
I understand. Well, look, let's look at this match we're going to have today. Well, the first matchup, Rainbow against Clide. I want to hear your predictions before I give mine.
Clide.
Okay, this is one time I think Clide might be in trouble. I'm not entirely sure. These guys both. No, I'm joking. Of course, Clyde's going to win.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, this is one of those situations where both these guys are so solid. In the mid game and the late
They're
game.
both quite good. But here's the thing: Rainbow is off and on. He is. He's off and on.
That's
man.
actually very true.
Some games he looks godly. Other games he looks terrible. Whereas Clide always looks amazing.
Always handsome, always amazing. TSL Clyde. I know there are a lot of people that join us and they've only seen maybe 1 or 2 seasons of GSL. Listen, there's no need to go back and rewatch all the GSLs. That's actually so many hours of stuff. But just to give you guys a little bit of history here.
He was actually
Clyde,
the best player in the world in TSL,
season 1.
In
Yeah,
GSL
he
1.
lost in a big upset because Hung and Prime did some sneaky stuff.
Cheesed him, man.
He's a sneaky,
DT
he's a
rushed
sneaky
himself,
snake.
man. It wasn't fair.
Since then, a lot of people have caught up, and this guy has really never had his chance to even be in the GSL finals, but everybody respects him. He's very well known here in Korea.
Yeah, he always makes at least top 16, I believe.
Yeah, very consistent.
He and Nada.
I was actually.
the most,
oh my God, I was about to bring up Nada.
Yeah,
I'm totally serious.
Those two are the most solid so far in GSL.
Yeah, these are, I think, the two most consistent players. Always impressive results and consistent results.
Clyde really, but as you said, missing, like a really strong finish. I think he's made round of 8, but never high.
Right. Now, on to our next player. This is Rainbow. Rainbow is a Starcraft 1 legend. One of Slayer's Boxer's Starcraft 1 favorite pro gamers. This guy has some of the best harassment. I would say maybe even top 3 of all time in Starcraft 1 and 2.
His Reaver control was out of control.
His size storms. Ooh, I like the way you said that. That was good. That was good uses of the word control in 2 different ways. That was pretty good at Tosis. No, this guy, seriously, very, very talented. He is really a force to be reckoned with. He's somebody who really pushes his opponent's ability to multitask. He's going to make sure there's enough stuff going on. Yeah, there's enough stuff going on.
You just stop the cast. Taste solved it.
I solved it. Let's just be quiet and wait for the game to start. No, seriously, this is a big match here for round of 64.
Look at that smile on Clyde's face, man.
Ooh, well, then look at Rainbow's smile. Why do they grin at that?
They are both smiling.
They're both smiling. Normally we
They're
see the guys sweating. Oh, they're actually speaking to each other in the game chat. Wish each other good luck. Both saying that they're not as good as
Rainbow
say they
asking
are.
him to go easy on him in Korea. Zolnog Caverns, dual site Metalopolis. Belshire Beach being removed by Clide. By the way, that's the most beautiful map. I want to live on Belshire Beach.
I want to live on Belshire Beach. I want to live there with you, Artosis.
All right, let's do it.
Get a little house there.
We'll make a little bunker in the sand.
We have little bunk beds, all right?
We'll never sell the bunker, though. It's not worth as much as you bought it for anymore.
All right, head-to-head. Clyde against Rainbow. Darren versus Darren here at the GSL Super Tournament.
GSL Clide versus Starkill Rainbow.
All right, our first game of the day. Our first player, the name I most associate with serial killers. We have
TSL Clide.
Clyde. And we have some fans here from Brazil today.
Yeah, shout out to Brazil people.
Shout out to Brazil. I want to go to Brazil sometime. I really do. Now, down here in the bottom left, we have StarCraft 1 Protoss player, StarCraft 2 Terran player. It's coming. Wait for it.
Somewhere.
Somehow.
Over the.
Starkill Rainbow.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
There he is.
His ID in previous GSLs was Hope Torture. I'm so glad he changed that ID.
Well, we told him it was dumb, and at first he
we
didn't
made
believe
fun of
us,
it
and
for a while.
then he figured it out, man. Always listen to Tastos. If we say your ID is dumb, I am
You
so
gotta
sorry
trust
it's
us,
dumb.
man.
Yeah. We're actually really good at knowing IDs, man. And what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
If he comes in with the ID Dark Knight, I'm going to tell him, listen, that's
cannot
cool
name
when you're 13.
Yeah,
Not
man.
now.
It's like naming himself Acid Bath. I'm like, well, listen, man. I mean, that's scary when you're 12, but...
Acid bath? I think that might actually be a good idea. It's so stupid.
Dude, at one time, this is actually a true story. My brother and me, we were going to this tournament. You know, like in those WCG qualifiers. Yeah. But back then people would sign up with their IDs. So if we sign up as Tasteless in day 9, people would know that we're going
Nerds
down
would
it.
tremble. They wouldn't show up.
So
you have no ladder
I
points to
made
take.
I forget what my brother's ID was, but I made my ID Lord Viper Death Scorpion 69.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
they're
beat
doing the
someone
roll call.
and he's like, no!
They're doing the roll call, and they're like, do the thing, and they get the Lord Viper Death Scorpion 69, and I'm like, that's me. I'm a step forward.
I like how you said it in such a deep voice here, as if you said it in a deep voice there, but you were too young to have a deep
Back when I
voice.
had puberty, I was like, oh, that's me. All right, so we're going to have a fast expand here for Clide. Rainbow, on the other hand, it looks like he's going to go for, I want to guess Banshee because of the double gas, because Rainbow tends to do that a lot.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be a Banshee build, especially with that factory on the edge of the base, trying to avoid some scans, trying to make the starport as far out as possible so the Banshees can get there, just a little bit quicker. But Clide, he's going for just the one barracks gases expanded into a second barracks and double gas. So I'm thinking he's going to be ready for it. Clide, his builds are always very, very, very well defined. Sometimes too well defined, as we've seen in a previous TBT on this map many seasons ago.
Now, you're talking about that one where he went Hellions?
Yeah, 2 factory
Oh,
Hellions.
that was a bad build.
His opponent made a Banshee. He was like,
Oh, come on.
oh!
We're going to have a Thor rush.
Oh my god, Tasteless. Dearie me.
This is actually one of the builds I used to use a lot when I played Terran. It's pretty good. It's actually quite good against fast expand as well.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. The Thor, he has armor. He does a lot of damage. Marines, not so good against him.
Well, and of course, you can bring the SCVs, and here's another issue is that, it's pretty tough to target fire the SCVs without the Thor just killing everything first.
That's quite true. Now, luckily, in a recent patch, if the SCVs are repairing the Thor, you can auto-target them. They take high priority. So that's going to help out a little bit, but what will Clide have?
I actually totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Artest.
That's okay. That's why I worded it like I did.
Oh, God.
Clide, though, getting a tech lab on his factory right away, and if he goes siege tanks, I'm thinking he's going to be able to... Oh, my God, he just scanned, and he saw the factory, but absolutely did not see the armory as you see there.
This is a tank push.
Yeah, tank push, maybe Hellions. And this is a little bit weird because now Rainbow's adding a starport.
He's making blue flame.
Oh.
What is going on? This is a build I have never seen, to be totally frank.
Yeah. Well, he's... Okay, so it looks like he's going to do a blue flame
drop. It's a variation of the Thor push.
Yeah, also a Thor.
Okay.
So.
Oh, this is actually very interesting. I've never seen this, but I guess it makes perfect sense.
You guess so?
I guess so.
I'm not as sure as you are, but...
We're going to find out if it's a Tasteless build or not, depending on whether or not he wins Artosis, and then I'm going to compliment myself.
That's what you should do,
Tasteless. That's what I do.
Interesting. I like the blue flame because any Marines are going to be fried just very much quicker. Are you going to target the Thor with those? Well, now the blue flames come up and roast away your Marines, and suddenly it's like a Thor against a bunch of SCVs.
I'm really interested in seeing the efficacy of this rush because this is definitely something that, if this seems to work as well as it looks like it should, this is something you guys should be copying and using. I mean, this is definitely something you use to take out players at mastery level.
Tasteless.
Yeah.
He is switching the factory over to reactor to make even more Hellions and making another factory. So he is going pretty all in on one base.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, it really is. You're quite right, Tasteless. It is interesting. But there are siege tanks out. Looks like a Viking's on the way as well.
It looks like Rainbow's prepared. He never even moved to the low ground. He's turtling up.
I know. Clide is looking good, man.
SCV gets in there, sees everything.
Yeah. And he's actually making a command center with it. This is a very peculiar build.
I don't know if Rainbow can be breached.
No, that's Clide.
Excuse me. I don't know if he can be breached.
No, I don't think he can be. He's gonna own this up phase. He's got tanks in siege mode, 3 of them making a triangle. Oh wow, Rainbow is in so much trouble. This is not gonna work even a little bit.
Oh my God!
Well, I gotta tell you, man.
Well, here's the funny thing: is you shouldn't actually go in there if he's not spread his base out. You should actually go back and expand. At least he'll take the low ground before him.
So right now, Clide is about 12 worlds ahead. But Rainbow is going for the Hellion tank style. And it's been pretty cool lately. The Best recently did it. Semi-invented by Strelok, really. You know, he's the one who really showcased it in the NASL against Nada. Nada then using it against Top, I do believe. So I'm really interested to see what Rainbow can do with this, but right now he's kind of looking like a chump.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing is like, if you're doing a build like this and your opponent responds correctly and is defending well, you have to actually retract and go back and start playing normally. I can't believe he sent the medevac in there. It was so obvious that Clide was well defended.
I mean, he's already lost a lot. His expansion going to be very late. Clide coming down. It's actually, here's an interesting thing, Asus. Your mind is about to be blown. You ready?
I'm ready.
37 SCVs against 37 SCVs. He's had this command center since like 5-minute mark or something.
You know what? He might have actually been cutting some SCVs for defense.
Yeah, it looks like he was.
I think so.
Well, Clide adding a lot of barracks right now. Looks like he's going to be going siege tanks with some Marines. Probably he's going to want to mix in Marauders once he realizes how many Hellions are being made.
A little sloppy there by Rainbow with the SCVs. I think Rainbow, since losing that medevac, is a little bit stressed.
He should be.
Because that was actually a very, very intelligent build, but Clide just saw it and reacted right.
Yeah. Now, Clide is in such an amazing defensive position. Not too much Rainbow can do. He has some Hellions in a good location, you know, to run and kill some SCVs if possible. My mind is blown, though, that they have the same amount of SCVs. I thought for sure Clide would have, 5, 6, 7, 8 SCVs more, 9 SCVs more.
Well, he probably did land some more mules. At least having the orbital a little bit quicker.
Oh, certainly, yes.
But no, I agree. I would have thought at least a little bit more, but I guess he is switching it up. Now, this is cool. Rainbow's actually treating this like it's Starcraft 1. He's going pure mech. Vikings, 3 factories.
Pretty awesome. I'm so excited to see the style grow and grow and grow. But, here's the thing. Marauders are so good against that. Clide is going Marauders right now. It's going 4 barracks Marauders.
Rainbow attempting to poke so far. Clide is bulletproof. I don't think Clide's going to be able to get in there into Rainbow's expansion.
And Clide right now getting 1-1, getting his concussive shells, just pumping so many Marauders. I feel like, he can do kind of anything he wants. Clide can actually just go and start taking expansions. I don't feel like Rainbow's going to be able to attack him.
A little crop here. I think Clide would probably be better off just leaving.
Yeah.
Actually walking with the Marines and having them escort the medevac. But it's a small loss there for Clide. And Artosis, I think you're completely correct. I think right now Clyde's unit mixture is actually far superior to that of the Rainbow. This is why we don't generally see mech in this matchup, is because the Marauder exists.
Yeah, that's quite true. But it eventually can work. Right now, I don't really like it. Right at this point, like, Clide has control for sure. But when Rainbow gets an insane amount of siege tanks, then he is going to have the king of unit compositions. He's going for some Vikings, he's going for siege tanks, and those 2 units together are kind of the best you can get.
All right. The destructible rocks being torn down. Clide needs to get over to this location. He either wants to go around to John's Common Knowledge hallway or siege up where the command center would be played. It looks like he's going to do a Common Knowledge hallway push.
Uh-oh, tasteless. The problem with this is everyone knows about the Common Knowledge hallway.
John can't keep his mouth shut.
I know, man. He tweets about it all the time. He's like, guess who I just saw in the hallway? He's like, yeah, it was Clyde's units. Rainbow read that tweet, and he was like, oh, I'll just get right over there then.
All right, he's sieging up. Clide actually not opting to stim forward with the Marines, or Marauders, rather.
Now, here's the cool thing. Rainbow has a lot of siege tanks, and he is going to dominate the skies no matter what. With constant Viking production, well, it hasn't been constant, but it can be. Plus the Thor is going to change Viking battles hilariously.
Well, you know what else is interesting is that with all those Vikings, there's nothing to really protect the Marauders. So when you stim, you have to win that battle within 1 stim, or you're in trouble.
Quite true. Rainbow moving forward a little bit. He's got to be very careful here with this army.
But, whoa! It's close there with the Hellions.
Go, my Hellions. Battle the siege tanks. It's like, no.
They're like, oh, no, please. Uh-oh, needs to use these Marines to cover the Vikings. Remember, even though Vikings fly, they're actually not very quick. I mean, the Stim Marine somehow, some way is actually faster than a Viking.
All right, here we go. Clyde taking up a nice position here.
I like
right
it.
Position.
That was a really ballsy move there, but it was definitely effective.
Vikings, though, kind of ruling the skies. Only one medevac left. And once he takes those out, once he takes out that medevac, rather, his siege tanks can move right over the edge and destroy Clyde's army.
Oh, now this is interesting. He might actually leave everything down there, and he's going to stim and go up.
And it's a little bit dangerous, but he has a lot of Marauders here, Tasteless. And going up, getting on those siege tanks, giving his siege tanks time to siege up. Has Clide made a genius move or overcommitted?
I actually can't even tell right now. I think his army's getting whittled down pretty low.
I think he overcommitted.
That's definitely overcommitment.
And wow, Rainbow with the mech army. Clide too far behind enemy lines, finding out he is not, in fact, Rainbow. Rambo, I mean.
Oh,
wow,
Rambo.
that's a Freudian slip.
I actually was giving you a charity laugh just there, man. But
were you?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible friend. Well, actually, I don't know if Clyde can recover now. I commend him for doing this, but yeah,
GG.
he jabs out GG.
Yeah, man, he overcommitted that army. That was so interesting, you know? He felt like, well, you're going Hellion siege tank. I have Marauders. You know, Hellions actually don't even scratch Marauders. I think they may heal them, in fact. But Clide just totally getting owned there. That was such a bizarre game.
Well, you know, I think the way that he approached it, you don't want to push against a guy who has double your siege tanks.
Yeah.
You might want to actually start dropping Marauders in the main base, because when everything comes out of factories, you kill it. When he tries to come up there with siege tanks and kill that, or the Hellions,
I
and
felt
then
like
you could have to leave.
I felt like he should have expanded. There was no way for Rainbow to get into a good position.
Yeah.
Clide was way more mobile. You know, he had that force that he can run around, and Zelnar Caverns is a map of repositioning.
Yeah, it really is. I have to say, whether it's the common knowledge hallway or the secret hallway push in terms of, I never feel like that works. I think I've only seen it work once with Slayer's Box.
You know, it's risky, man.
It is actually such a long trip to go all the way around that location and then hope not only that you're going to have
it's like Emirates
stuff.
Airline, man. It's like, you know what? It's a wonderful airline, but it connects in
Dubai,
man.
Yeah, at least it's not United, which I don't even, what is it, connected to Atlanta, but services.
You know what? United is never going to sponsor the GSL.
That is for
I
sure.
will not let that happen.
So,
I will.
the United CEO just threw his popcorn at the screen. No! All right. Game number 2. Can Clyde come back? You know, that was a pretty dominating game from Rainbow, even though his
open
Rush engineer failed. The Rush engineer failed. He still managed to pull through with a win. So Clyde's going to have to bring